Absolute versus relative paths. On the left, we see our directory tree, starting with the root and then documents, Eclipse, which are folders or directories underneath root. And then within Eclipse, we've got the Project A and Project B folders. Okay. An absolute path starts with the root. So it always starts with the slash. Okay, in this case, /. And then from /, it describes the entire path starting from root. So it's /eclipse /project A /source. So that's an absolute path description from the root going clear to the Project A source folder. So you just start from root and follow the path to a folder. So an absolute path always starts with the root. A relative path, on the other hand, starts from your current location. We just talked about current location, current working directory, and we talked about the ... And so the relative path example, depending on where we started from, ... Project B. So if we started from the Project A source folder, then ... would take us to the parent of the source folder, or Project A. And then if we went ... again, we'd go to Eclipse, and then from Eclipse go down into Project B. So the relative paths shown in this slide is taking us from the Project A source folder to the Project B project folder. When looking at a path, you can detect if it's absolute or relative by looking at the first character, ignoring any drive letters. Okay. So looking at these three examples at the bottom, C:, that's the way a drive is specified on a Windows system. And so after the C:, the first letter is a \. That means the root directory. So C:, users, GimW workspace images is an absolute path. Now the next example, images /file.jpg, it doesn't start with the slash, and so that is relative. So it would be relative to the current directory, go to the images subdirectory, and then within images you'll find the file.jpg. The third example at the bottom, /users/GimW, that too is an absolute path because the first character is the root. So when the first character is the slash, that's the root. Otherwise, it's a separator between directories, also known as folders, in the path. So which are relative and which are absolute? The first one begins with the /temp, so that is an absolute path. The second one, C:, \temp, that is an absolute path because we ignore the drive, the C:, the drive letter, and then look at the first character. So the second one, C:, /temp, is an absolute path. The third one, C:, users, ignoring the drive letter, the first character is not a slash, and so that is a relative path. So the third one means on the C drive, go to the user subfolder of whatever is the current working directory on the C drive. The fourth one, USR/Mike. So USR does not begin with the slash, so it is a relative to whatever is the current directory. So USR is a subdirectory of the current directory. And within USR is another subdirectory or possibly a file named Mike. /temp. Is the current working directory. So that one does not begin with the slash, begins with the . So under the current working directory, there is a folder or file named temp. So that is a relative path. Finally, the last one, ... that does not begin with a slash. And so it is the parent directory of whatever my current directory is. So it is relative.